What if I told you? There's a country where you can walk through blazing deserts, frozen glaciers, electric megacities, and untouched wilderness, all in a single trip. Welcome to the United States of America, a land so vast and varied, it's like exploring an entire world packed into one country. From New York's buzzing skyline to the haunting silence of the Grand Canyon, from the jazz-filled streets of New Orleans to the northern lights dancing over Alaska, the U.S. offers experiences that tug at every traveler's heart. But this isn't just a tour of famous spots you've seen on postcards. This is a journey through the soul of America, its stories, contrasts, people, landscapes, and the everyday magic that makes it one of the most fascinating places on Earth. So grab your virtual passport, because over the next 30 minutes, we'll uncover what makes the United States not just a destination, but a living, breathing adventure. If you've enjoyed this journey, even just a little, think of this video as a free ticket. Just a like, a quick comment, and hitting that subscribe button helps bring the next destination right to you. Where should we go next? Let me know down below. I'm listening. Let's take a step back and look at the U.S. from above. Imagine a massive canvas of 50 states stretching from the Atlantic Ocean in the east to the Pacific in the west, and even farther north, reaching into the icy wilderness of Alaska. The United States isn't just big, it's geographically commanding. It shares borders with Canada to the north and Mexico to the south, and it touches both of the world's most important oceans. That dual coast access, it's a huge reason the U.S. plays such a dominant role in global trade and geopolitics. And the diversity of its land, jaw-dropping. To the northwest, you've got Alaska, where grizzly bears roam and glaciers carve the mountains. Swing down to the southeast, and you'll hit Florida, where palm trees, alligators, and Cuban coffee coexist under the sun. Deserts sprawl across Arizona, snow blankets the peaks of Colorado, and lush rainforests drip with mist in Washington state. It's not just about size, it's about variety, contrast, and strategic positioning that puts the U.S. right at the heart of the world map. To understand the United States, you have to rewind the story. This is a country built not just with bricks and laws, but with bold ideas, restless ambition, and people from every corner of the globe. It's often called a melting pot, and for good reason. From early European settlers to waves of immigrants from Asia, Africa, Latin America, and beyond, the U.S. has been shaped by migration, revolution, and the pursuit of something better. Picture this, 1776, the birth of a nation through a fiery declaration of independence. Then came the Civil War, a brutal conflict that tore the country in two, but also began the long, painful journey toward justice and equality. Fast forward to the Civil Rights Movement, a powerful wave led by voices like Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., fighting to fulfill the promise of freedom for all. But America didn't just change itself, it influenced the world. Hollywood projected American dreams across global screens. Silicon Valley redefined how we connect, work, and think. And music, from the blues of the Deep South to the jazz clubs of Harlem, the U.S. gave the world new ways to feel. It's a story of contradictions, freedom and struggle, innovation and conflict. But it's this very complexity that gives America its unique rhythm. Now let's talk about the people, the heartbeat of America. If there's one phrase that defines the American mindset, it's the American dream. The belief that no matter who you are, where you're from, or how you start, you can make it. This spirit of individualism runs deep. It fuels the ambition, the hustle, the creativity, and yes, sometimes the chaos that you'll find across the country. But the lifestyle, it's not one size fits all. Spend a day in New York City, and you'll feel the East Coast hustle, a rush of ambition, sharp suits, and conversations that move as fast as the subway. Head down south, and everything slows down. You'll be greeted with y'all offered sweet tea, and likely pulled into a story or two. That's Southern hospitality, warm, genuine, and full of charm. Then there's the West Coast vibe, sun-soaked mornings in California, yoga on the beach, eco-conscious living, and a whole lot of avocado toast. It's relaxed, open-minded, and a little bit dreamy. Now imagine this. You're standing on the edge of the Grand Canyon, with wind rushing past your face and a chasm so vast, it looks like the earth cracked open just for you to witness. This is the wild side of the United States, where nature doesn't whisper. It roars. The U.S. is home to 63 national parks, and each one feels like stepping into a different world. Yellowstone bubbles with geysers and grizzly bears. Yosemite stuns with granite cliffs and waterfalls so tall they vanish into mist. And the Grand Canyon, a mile-deep monument to time itself, is just one of many landscapes that defy imagination. But wait, there's more. Head south, and you'll find the watery maze of the Everglades in Florida, where alligators glide silently between mangroves. Go west and stand among the snow-capped peaks of the Rocky Mountains, or hike the windswept plains of the Midwest. Up north, the forests of the Pacific Northwest wrap you in a green so rich it feels like another planet. And don't even get us started on the road trips. Route 66 takes you through ghost towns, roadside diners, and desert sunsets that feel straight out of a movie. Or cruise the Pacific Coast Highway, where ocean cliffs and golden beaches race beside you the whole way. Here, every mile is a new adventure, and nature is always putting on a show. The United States isn't just a playground for nature lovers. It's also one of the intellectual and financial powerhouses of the world. Let's start with education. Ever heard of Harvard, MIT, or Stanford? These aren't just universities, they're global icons. Every year, some of the brightest minds from around the world flock to the U.S. for access to top-tier research, cutting-edge labs, and career-defining opportunities. But it's not just about classrooms. Innovation is in America's DNA. From Silicon Valley's tech giants to Boston's biotech boom, and New York City's financial engine, the U.S. is a land of invention. iPhones, social media, electric cars, artificial intelligence. Many of today's defining technologies were born here. And when it comes to money, the U.S. dollar isn't just currency, it's a global benchmark. As the world's most widely used reserve currency, it influences economies far beyond American borders. This mix of brainpower and buying power gives the U.S. incredible influence. Whether you're a student, an entrepreneur, or a curious traveler, you're stepping into a country that's constantly reshaping the future. As you travel through the United States, you'll notice something fascinating. Beliefs here are as diverse as the landscapes. Yes, the country is predominantly Christian, with churches dotting city blocks and countryside hills. But what truly defines America is the freedom to believe or not believe at all. Religious freedom is protected by law, and you'll see that reflected everywhere, from mosques in Michigan, to synagogues in New York, to Buddhist temples tucked away in California forests. Interestingly, there's a growing number of Americans, especially younger ones, who identify as spiritual, but not religious. Meditation apps, mindfulness centers, and a search for meaning beyond labels are becoming part of everyday life. And when it comes to language, English is the national norm, but take a stroll through neighborhoods in Texas, California, Florida, or even parts of Chicago, and you'll hear Spanish spoken fluently. In fact, the U.S. has the second largest population of Spanish speakers in the world after Mexico. You'll also find Chinese, Tagalog, Arabic, Vietnamese, and many more, making it feel like the world gathered in one place and kept their mother tongues alive. So don't be surprised if you find a Latin music festival next to an Irish cross from a Korean barbecue joint. This is America, and everyone's voice adds to the story. Now let me take you to the places that define America in postcards and pop culture, the ones you've probably dreamed of visiting at least once. First up, the Statue of Liberty standing tall in New York Harbor. A symbol of freedom and hope, she's greeted millions of immigrants, and today millions of tourists. Then there's the White House in Washington, D.C., the ultimate seat of power, where history is made every day. And of course the Golden Gate Bridge, stretching over San Francisco Bay like a bright red ribbon tied across the Pacific. But America isn't all monuments. It's also home to some of the most magical theme parks on Earth. Whether you're flying with Harry Potter at Universal Studios or spinning through fairy tales at Disney World, these parks are more than attractions. They're full-blown fantasy worlds. And the best part, they're not just for kids. Now, if you're craving culture, let's change the tune. Head down to New Orleans, where every corner seems to hum with jazz and Creole flavor. Or visit Nashville, the heart of country music, where guitars and cowboy boots are always in style. And don't forget Broadway in NYC, where the stage lights never dim and the world's best performers bring stories to life night after night. Whether you're into history, thrills, or music that moves your soul, the U.S. has something with your name on it. You've seen the famous faces of America, but what about the places hiding just off the beaten path? Let me take you to Sedona, Arizona, a desert town wrapped in red rock formations that seem to glow at sunrise. It's not just beautiful, it's said to be one of the world's energy vortexes, attracting artists, healers, and spiritual wanderers from around the globe. Now swing over to Asheville, North Carolina, tucked in the Blue Ridge Mountains. Think indie bookstores, craft breweries, street musicians, and the kind of small-town vibe where strangers actually smile at you. It's artsy, outdoorsy, and irresistibly laid back. Want to see life slowed way down? Visit Lancaster County, Pennsylvania, where the Amish community still lives without electricity or cars. Horse-drawn buggies, hand-stitched clothes, and a quiet simplicity that feels like time travel. Or how about something underground? In Seattle, entire blocks of the old city still exist beneath the modern sidewalks. You can walk through them, ghostly, graffiti-filled passageways where 19th century life once buzzed above. And here's a fun one. Did you know the U.S. hosts the world's largest yard sale? Yep, it stretches over 690 miles from Michigan to Alabama. That's hundreds of towns, driveways, and sidewalks filled with everything from vintage vinyl to antique furniture. It's bargain hunting on steroids. These are the stories behind the stories, the kind of gems that turn a trip into an adventure you'll talk about for years. Now, let's talk about the most unforgettable parts of any American adventure: the food, the shopping, and the festivals. First up, the food scene. It's not just burgers and fries, though. Trust me, you'll want to try those too. Head down south and sink your teeth into smoky barbecue ribs that fall off the bone. Swing over to New England for buttery lobster rolls and clam chowder that warms the soul. Then there's Tex-Mex in the Southwest, where spicy tacos, cheesy enchiladas, and sizzling fajitas will keep you coming back for more. And of course, don't leave New York City without grabbing a hot bagel, crisp on the outside, soft in the center, and perfect with a smear of cream cheese. Now, if food is America's comfort, then shopping is its sport. From luxury malls to quirky farmers markets, you'll find everything: fresh local produce, handmade soaps, vintage vinyl, designer clothes, and yes, endless souvenirs. If you're up for the thrill, mark your calendar for Black Friday, that chaotic, door-busting shopping day after Thanksgiving where deals are wild, and the crowd's even wilder. And when it comes to celebrating, the U.S. knows how to throw a party. Catch Mardi Gras in New Orleans, where parades, beads, and jazz fill the streets. Or lose yourself in the lights and music of Coachella, one of the world's biggest music festivals. Don't miss Thanksgiving Day parades, especially the one in NYC, where giant balloons and marching bands take over the city. From coast to coast, every meal, market, and moment feels like a celebration of life itself. Let's wrap things up with some fun facts and quirky truths that every traveler should know before touching down in the U.S. First, ice. Americans love it. Order a soft drink, and you'll probably get more ice than actual liquid. Even in winter, even in coffee shops. It's part of the culture, so don't be surprised. And speaking of drinks, free refills are a beautiful thing. At many casual restaurants, once you buy that soda or iced tea, you can top it up as many times as you like. Just maybe not with the espresso. Now here's a heads up. When you see a price tag in the US, don't expect that to be the final price. Sales tax is added at the register, and it varies by state, so that $4 burger might end up closer to $5.35. Let's not forget tipping. Yep, we're mentioning it again because it's that important. Whether it's a waiter, taxi driver, or hotel porter, 15 to 20% is the norm. It's not just a thank you, it's part of their income. And the portions. Huge meals in the US can easily feed 2 people. Takeout boxes are totally normal, and honestly encouraged. Waste not. Then there's the sports culture, it's massive. From college football Saturdays that feel like national holidays to the Super Bowl, which is basically an unofficial American festival, sports are serious business. And now for a weird one. Did you know it's actually illegal to carry ice cream in your back pocket in Alabama? No, seriously, it's an old law meant to prevent horse theft. Strange? Yes, delightfully American. Absolutely. These little details are what make traveling so fun. It's the things you didn't expect that stick with you the most. Closing remarks and viewer engagement. So what have we discovered? The United States isn't just a country. It's a continent's worth of adventures, from red deserts to icy peaks, from jazz in the streets to rockets launching into the sky, from cultures rooted in ancient traditions to tomorrow's next big thing. It's fast and slow, bold and quiet, wildly diverse, and endlessly fascinating. Whether you're dreaming of road tripping down Route 66, hiking the trails of Yellowstone, catching a Broadway show, or tasting street tacos in Texas, there's a version of America waiting just for you. Now I want to hear from you. What's your dream U.S. destination? Is it the bright lights of New York, the wild beauty of Alaska, or a hidden gem only a few know about? Drop it in the comments below. I read everyone. And hey, this journey doesn't have to end here. This is like a free ticket. Just a like, subscribe, and a small comment helps bring the next video to you. So hit that button, share the love, and let's keep exploring this incredible planet together. Until next time, keep wandering, keep wondering.